So welcome back. After 40 minutes it get disconnected. We are planning for another uh, app for online classes. So it is on the way in process. So until then, please bear with us. So let us share the screen back for our case study. So we were dealing related to, yeah. So the external market requires a short product development time. If you are stretching the time period for development of the product which has to be originated newly, if it consumes large period of time, so then there will be no much enthusiasm in waiting for a new product when it comes to the market. And always a new product will achieve success if it has a shorter time period of product development. So if that has to be achieved, then implementation of the virtual concept for the development of the new product is very much essential. So that was been proved in the year 2002 itself by Starbeck and Graham. So in order to successfully and efficiently get all the experience needed in developing new products and services, it is essential to implement the virtual concept for the development of a new product. And hence more and more organizations are forced now to move from traditional way of working to virtual teams or adapt a combination between two types of teams. So that was being successfully implemented and also proved by Precap in one of its journal in the year 2006. So now every industries are forced in order to overcome the traditional process and do it virtually. So rather than having face-to-face interaction, so now they are doing everything virtually, first checking the optimized way for the result, then only they are coming into the physical presence for all the process which is in need of. So the firms are now turning towards employing the virtual way of NPD teams. It is not necessary now the team members should come and discuss, do roundtable conference, do the presentation, discuss the ideation, all those. No, they will interact virtually, and even the physical presence of them is not needed in the initial phase where idea generation and screening is going on until the conceptual design is been identified by the design engineer saying that it is approved. So there is no need for the team people also to come with face-to-face interaction. Everything will be done virtually. So it is saving the time of the people and it is helping to run to identify the idea whether it is good or not, whether it is economical or not in a quicker rate, and hence it is worth doing. And regarding the flexibility what you get when you embed a new product development with IT for virtual reality was also been focused in the year 2006. So you get more flexibility in developing a new product when you embed with IT related to the virtual concepts and virtual reality techniques. So that was been proved in the year 2006. And hence, by the way, the new product development requires the collaboration of new product team members both within and outside the firm. So it is always mandatory that the new product which has been needed to develop should have by default the collaboration between different teams. It's not only working within the company with the team members. It should have a collaboration with outside firm. It is very good if you have collaboration with outside firms of abroad countries. And nowadays these NPD teams are necessary in almost all business. So that was also been proved by Linders in the year 2003. In addition, the pressure of globalized competition forced companies to face increased pressure to build critical mass, reach new markets, and plug skill gaps were also being identified. And as we can term, NPD efforts are increasingly being pursued across multiple nations. through all forms of organizational arrangements. So the efforts for NPD is increasing day by day across different countries throughout the world in order to have good weightage for all the forms arrangements in any organization. So this was also proved by Cummings and Tang in the year 2003. So there are many papers related to our need for implementation of NPD into the virtual environment. And lastly, the use of virtual teams for new product development is growing rapidly, and many organizations are implementing that to sustain the competitive strategy in the market. So that was being declared by TIFI in 2007. So this is the entire survey related to why an virtual reality environment is needed to develop a new product. So once you know about this, you should be knowing what process you do have in a new product development. So you know the actual process which takes place in an existing product what you want to develop or for modifying it. So a new product development is a multi-dimensional process which involves multiple activities. So these were declared by Ozar and Kusar in the year 2000 and 2004. So they have summarized different stages for new product development. So what are these? So you'll be having different process and stages. So the objective of new product development is to make a preliminary market, business and technical assessment before the actual production takes place. They have to survey about the preliminary market for that particular product, the business strategies, the technical assessment needed in order to manufacture the product. So all these things are needed, and the other things are needed in the later stages, whereas at the later stage they propose to actually design and develop the product. So this is the initial requirement and this is the requirement at the later stages. So the new product development will be bifurcated into two stages, the earlier stage and the later stage. So earlier stage objective is different, the later stage objective will be different, but the objectives of both earlier stage and the later stage together clap to provide the main goal of your product what you are manufacturing. So the later stages will involve definition of the goals, feasibility study, development and design. So in order to achieve all these, a module is been defined, what I told you in the beginning itself, which is called as a stage gate system. So what happens in definition of goals? The goals of the product development process will be established, and then you'll be having a feasibility study, the term plan, the financial plan, the pre-calculation, the goals of the market. So based on the goal what you want to manufacture, the term plan has to be done. So for what period of time the product will be manufactured. So you'll be having in sectors of different plans, quarter wise plan, year wise, half yearly plan, how you are performing, monthly wise plan, everything will be associated in the term plan. Then you come for financial plan. So what is the finance amount required for bringing this product into the market? The entire financial plan will be provided. Then pre-calculation. So what is the actual need of the material, the equipments, everything will be pre-calculated. So what will be the overall cost of the product, what will be the MRP, what will be the actual price, all the things which is needed will be pre-calculated. And also what will be the goals of the market for this particular product, that also will be decided in this feasibility study. So these are the agenda and the objectives at the early stage. And then comes for the later stage where you develop the product. So you have to first draft and structure of the product, means you first draft the design of the product, what you want to do, a conceptual design. So then the many number of conceptual design will be given in that, which is the optimized one will be selected, thinking that this will be competitive for the market by the design engineer. That will be done. So once the first draft of the component is done, then the production planning and how to control the process in order to complete the task, everything will be decided in the development stage. And then comes the actual design. So in actual design, you will design the actual design of the components, the parts, how it should look like. It is just the conceptual draft what you do, the first draft of all the components. Related to the first draft, what will be the product planning and which will be the process you have to follow to achieve this conceptual plan. So everything will be done in the development stage. Once the development stage is approved, then you come for the design stage. So here you have to design actual design, you call it as here. So you will show the actual design for different parts, your components, what you have to do to get an assembled product in the final. Okay, so you'll show the design of the components, parts, the bill of materials will provide you the entire description of the product what you're manufacturing. So everything will be decided in the design level. So these are different stages what is being followed in a new product development process. So this is a stage gate system what you have to understand, and we have the process with virtual environment, how does it look like. So I'll just explain you first what do you mean by stage gate process in a new product development. So several authors propose different conceptual models. I told you we have discussed the modeling process of a product before it goes into a virtual environment for prototyping. So before that, a conceptual model has to be originated. So how it will be originated? It will be having different process, different methodologies. So here many authors have proposed different conceptual models for new product development processes. So these conceptual models always begin from idea screening and it ends with the commercial launching. So you have to do idea generation, then idea screening comes into picture, and then it should see how well it could be commercially launched. Until the product is commercially launched, everything will be tested in the conceptual model in virtual way. So the beginning will be idea screening and the end will be the commercial launching. So the model of Cooper, which is called now as the stage gate system, is one of the most widely acknowledged systems. So they developed many conceptual models, but the model developed by the Cooper was being established as a most well established conceptual model system, and this is called as a stage gate model. So the stage gate model in figure 1 divides the new product development into discrete stages. So we have figure 1 which shows the discrete stages of the stage 1. So this is the figure 1 which explains the entire stage gate system. So in between each stage you have the gate systems. You can see. So these gate systems will be having some constraints associated with it which has to be followed. So this NPD will be having different discrete stages. So typically 5 stages. Each stage gathers a set of activities to be done by multifunctional project team. So every stage will be having a set of activities which has to be done not by a single team. It is multifunctional project team. So they'll be having different teams with respect to multidisciplinary project for a new innovative product. So they have to mingle together, do collaborative work, discuss, interact virtually in the beginning and do the required activities. So to enter into each state, some conditions and criteria have to be filled. So without filling these conditions and criteria, you cannot move from stage 1 to stage 2. Okay, so these criterias and conditions are specified in the gates. I told you between each gates, each stages they will be having gates. So these gates will be filled with conditions and criteria. So if you need to go from stage 1 to stage 2, you have a gate 2 which will be associated with some screening conditions and criteria that has to be followed. If that is done, then only you can move from stage 1 to stage 2. So these are specified in the gates. So a gate is a project review in which all information is confronted by the whole team. So what do you mean by a gate? A gate is a project review which reviews the entire project based on the information which is gathered by the whole team. So some criticism of the method, if you have any criticism related to the stage 1 what you have done, so it will review and tell this was accepted, this is not okay, this has to be modified. So it will be reviewed entirely. Just a second. So after the stage 1, what happens? So if you see here, to enter the stage 1 there will be some minimum requirements. So the required information, material, data requirement, everything is there or not, it will cross check. If it is there, then only it will allow for the process of stage 1 to perform. So after doing stage 1, every stage will be having its own output. So the output of the stage 1 will be scrutinized by the gate 2 here. So they will see whether whether the output obtained from the stage 1 is acceptable or not, whether it has to be modified or not. So everything it will be cross checked. If it has to be modified, if the output results of it is in scrap and it is of not use, then it won't allow the process to move from stage 1 to stage 2. The reviewer database requirement here have to be mapped. If it is not mapping, again it will be sent back to the stage 1. It has to be reprocessed, the work has to be redone, the activity has to be redone, and then it throws out the output again. So that output again will be mapped with that of the information gathered in gate 2. If it is mapping with the data associated in the gate 2, then only it provides the acceptance to move for the stage 2. Since you have a gateway for each process, no error can move from one stage to other, and hence finally when you launch a product out successfully, that product will be with the least error, good accuracy and precise with optimized route for synthesis and good material selection and qualitatively achieved. So there will be no loss for that type of product at all. So this gateway system plays a vital role when you implement a new product. So it is always necessary to follow the virtual reality concept when you are launching a new product. So if you follow the stage gate systems, it will be very helpful. So this is how a stage gate system works. So this stage gate process consists of different stages. One is the idea generation, preliminary investigation, business case preparation, product development, product testing and introduction of the product. So this strategy of the stage gate is already implemented by various companies like IBM, Procter and Gamble, okay, 3M, General Motors, etc. So when they launch a new product, if they follow this, there will be no loss at all, or else 90% of the product, a new version which is thrown into the market will face the loss. So if the company doesn't want to face the loss, they should follow some of the virtual concepts. So then only it will work successfully. So stage gate process is one of the module in virtual reality for implementing a new product into the market. So this has been used already by many companies. So auto companies have modified this stage gate procedure in order to map with their requirements. So they have defined that as use of virtual teams, adoption of collaboration, virtual new product, development software supporting tools. So this is continuous. Adoption of collaborative and virtual new product development software supporting tools, having formalized strategies, and fourth one is having adopted structured process. So based on the application, these gateway systems and subsections could be defined. So it could be different for an IT based company, it could be different for an automobile based company, it could be defined for an mechanical based where the production with respect to different equipments takes place. So based on that, the gateway system could be fine tuned. So in general, the gates, this was the first time which was originated by the person Cooper in 2006. So when he originated this gateway system with these process. One is the scoping, building business case, technical design, testing and validation, and launch. So the idea, the new concept, the innovative concept which was being generated will be screened and the data will be accumulated which are needed. Is the data what you're gathering is economical and feasible to manufacture? Everything segregation of the data related to the material design, virtual manufacturing, actual manufacturing, the bill of materials, entire thing requirement for the idea generated will be screened in the gate 1, and then based on the input given in the idea screen, that will be processed in stage 1 where it will show whether the idea generated and screened is copable for the market, is it feasible for the market. They do the entire processing and they will provide the output whether the given idea screening is having scope enough in the market or not, if it is economical or not. So it provides all the required outputs. So if these outputs given by stage 1 is mapping with the data gathered already in gate 2, so gate 2 will do as a reviewer and scrutinizer and map the needed data with that of actual data what you are getting. So if both get mapped, then this gate 2 allows the output data from the stage 1 to go for the second stage. So once it has been assured the given product having the idea generated has good amount of scope in the market, then the business strategies will be taken care in the stage 2. So they build all the business strategies associated to implement the idea of a product successfully into the market. So this stage 2 also yields you n number of information as the business strategies, what it could be achieved. And these outputs again will be checked with the gate 3 where it will be having its own database. So it will map whether the business strategies obtained here is mapping with that of the required business strategies. So if it is mapping, then the gate 3 will allow to go for stage 3. So in stage 3, the technical design concept will be proposed. So the design which is being proposed, they'll be having like around 7 to 8 set of technical designs which is done. So out of this, which is more compatible, that has to be identified. So that will be done by the gate 4. So the planned gate and the existing technical design, is it worth enough? If the design which has been developed could be used in future for upgradation of the configuration by adding some accessories into it. So that all will be identified. So if everything goes out, then the technical design will be approved and it will be passed on for the stage 4 where testing and the validation of it will be done virtually. So modeling and simulation and virtual prototyping of it. So if everything goes on as per the requirement and you are getting an optimized design with optimized production with a good economical cost, not very high, and qualitatively, then you will launch that product to the market. So this is the gate system which will be followed. So when you do scrutinization in each stage, there is no chance for the product to end here with a loss, right? Because you're scrutinizing each and every process, each and every activities which is done in different stages. So when it has been scrutinized and approved in each stage, the product will never end up with a loss or a failure, and hence Whenever you go for manufacturing a new product, it is always suggested to go up with a stage gate system model virtually, so that it will be helping in order to get a good success in a single shot for a new product of good innovative design. So this is the need for an virtual reality technique whenever you want to do a new product development. So this tells you in actual why it is being needed, what we were understanding theoretically in the module 5. I will share this case study for you all for your reference. You can go through it, and the remaining part I will just deal it up in the next class. So now if you have any doubts, you are free to ask. Everyone have written your name and USN in the chat room. Again, all the best for you all. Prepare well, write well in the examination, be calm, just think about the concept of product lifecycle management, where it could be applied. I have told you right from the beginning to the end. An existing product, modifying, you can modify a product, you can bring a new product, and you now have the concept of virtual reality also with respect to the physical manufacturing of a part. So what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, what are the tools used, everything you are aware enough. So you will be surely able to answer well in the quiz if you are very thorough about the concept. Nothing is needed to mug up and go and search for the answer. Only you should be having a good presence of mind, think properly. If you have understood the concept, you will really excel with a good marks. So I tell you all the best for everyone. If you still have any doubts, you can feel free to ask me the questions right now. Hopefully this case study was understandable for you, why the virtual reality concept is in need for our new product development. Is it? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, hope it was understandable, the case study.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So do well, okay? In the exam, don't get tensed. In a relaxed way, go and search for the answers with the objectives which has been sent. Read the question and understand carefully. You'll be able to answer. Fine. So all the best for everyone. Take care and bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, bye. Bye, Arun.